the last sorcerer. His name echoed through the ages. A whisper, a legend, a nightmare for the wicked. He was a ninja warrior, his skills unmatched. He walked a path paved with the blood of monsters, biome beasts they called them, each one a terror, a force of nature given teeth and claws. He fought them all. In the searing heat of volcanic plains, he battled magma giants. Their molten bodies crashed against his like waves against a cliff. In the toxic swamps, he danced with viper serpents, their venom dripping like rain. He was a shadow, a wraith, a whisper of death in the night. He knew no fear, only duty. His life was a cycle of battle and recovery. Each victory left him scarred, his body a tapestry of pain, but he always rose again. He had to, for he was the last protector, the last sorcerer. Millennia blurred into eons, the world aged, continents shifted, and stars died. Still the last sorcerer fought. His battles became legend, songs sung in hushed tones, tales told around flickering campfires. He was a myth, a boogeyman for evil. 6 billion years of endless war. He had seen civilizations rise and fall. He had witnessed the birth and death of sons, and through it all he fought. But even legends grow weary, even gods bleed. The battles took their toll. His steps slowed, his strikes weakened. His once invincible body bore the weight of ages. He knew his time was near. His life force, once a raging inferno, now flickered like a dying ember. And then, in a final earth-shattering confrontation, the last sorcerer faced his end. A beast of unimaginable power, born from the darkest depths of the planet, rose to challenge him. Their battle shook the heavens and split the earth. In the end, the beast was vanquished, but at a terrible cost. The last sorcerer had fallen. But even in death, the last sorcerer's legacy lived on, for he had a daughter. A child born of magic, imbued with a power unlike any other. She could generate life. A single touch from her hand could sprout a flower from barren rock, heal a wound with a thought, or summon a forest with a wave of her hand. She was the antithesis of her father. Where he was stoic and battle-hardened, she was vibrant and full of life. Where he was disciplined and selfless, she was carefree and, some whispered, selfish. She had never known hardship, never faced the horrors her father had battled. She was a child of peace, born in a world her father had bled to protect. She grew up surrounded by tales of her father's heroism. But these stories, meant to inspire, only served to inflate her ego. She saw herself as above others. Her power, a gift, became a curse, twisting her perception of the world. She was a goddess among mortals, and she acted accordingly. She lived in a small village nestled among emerald hills. The people, forever grateful for her father's sacrifice, treated her with reverence. They showered her with gifts, catered to her every whim, and turned a blind eye to her increasingly erratic behavior. She demanded lavish parties, her laughter echoing through the night as the villagers toiled to please her. She ordered them to build her a palace, a monument to her greatness, while their own homes crumbled. She ruled with an iron fist, her gentle touch capable of both creation and destruction. The villagers, blinded by their fear and reverence, failed to see the monster she was becoming. They justified her actions, whispering that she was young, that she would learn, that she was still grieving her father. But the truth was far simpler, far more sinister. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Then one day, she tired of their subservience. She saw their fear, their hushed whispers, their veiled resentment, and in her arrogance she decided to punish them. She would teach them a lesson they would never forget. With a flick of her wrist, she unleashed her power. The earth trembled. Trees withered and died. The once vibrant village, a testament to her father's legacy, crumbled into dust. The villagers, caught in her wrath, were incinerated in an instant. Their screams swallowed by the earth. There was no mercy, no remorse, only the cold, calculating satisfaction of a god purging insects. She stood amidst the ruins, a solitary figure silhouetted against the setting sun. The village, a testament to her father's sacrifices, was gone, and in its place stood a monument to her hubris. Section 6. The price of hubris. Word of the massacre spread like wildfire. The world, once in awe of the last sorcerer's daughter, now trembled in fear. She had become a monster, a plague upon the land, and so a decision was made, a necessary evil. A hitman was hired. He was a shadow, a wraith, a whisper of death in the night. He had no name, no past, only a purpose. He travelled for weeks, his journey shrouded in secrecy, his destination the heart of the wasteland that was once a thriving village. He had faced down demons, battled creatures of myth and legend. He had stared death in the face and emerged victorious. But this task, this assassination, filled him with a sense of dread he had never known before, for he was not facing a monster, but a broken child, twisted by the very power that was meant to be a gift. Section 7. Death's embrace, life's release. He found her amidst the ruins, her eyes hollow, her face devoid of emotion. She did not resist as he approached, her life force, once a beacon of hope, now a flickering candle. She had embraced the darkness, and the darkness had embraced her back. He ended her life quickly, mercifully. There was no struggle, no final words, only the soft sigh of the wind as her body crumpled to the ground. The power that flowed within her, the power to create and destroy, erupted from her lifeless form. It surged outwards, a wave of raw energy that raced across the land. It touched the barren earth, and flowers bloomed. It flowed into the rivers, and the water shimmered with an otherworldly glow. The hitman watched, his face etched with a mixture of sadness and relief, as the last vestiges of the last sorcerer's legacy disappeared into the world. Section 8. A world in waiting. The world mourned the loss of the village, the senseless slaughter of innocents. But there was also a sense of relief, a collective sigh of apprehension released. The last sorcerer's daughter was gone, her reign of terror at an end. But the power she wielded, the power of life itself, remained. It flowed through the rivers, pulsed beneath the earth, whispered on the wind. It was a sleeping giant waiting to be awakened. Some whispered that the daughter's spirit lived on, that her consciousness merged with the very essence of the planet. Others believed that her power was simply waiting for a new host, a vessel strong enough to wield it. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain: the legacy of the last sorcerer, for better or worse, was far from over. Section 9. Echoes of the Sorcerer. The world moved on, slowly rebuilding from the ashes of tragedy. The memory of the last sorcerer and his daughter faded into legend, a cautionary tale whispered from generation to generation, a reminder that even the greatest power can be corrupted, that even the best intentions can lead to destruction. But in the quiet corners of the world, in the rustling leaves and the murmuring rivers, there remained a faint echo of their power, a spark of magic waiting for the right moment to ignite. And somewhere, perhaps in the heart of a child touched by destiny, the legacy of the last sorcerer lived on. The world waited, holding its breath, for the day that legacy would reveal itself once more. Until then, the echoes of their power lingered, a silent promise and a chilling threat.